All right, hey everyone, welcome to Yoga for Wellness, coming to you live from High Fitness Studios here in Moravian Falls. My name is George Ethan Cox. I am your RYT 200-hour certified yoga instructor. I've had the privilege of working with Wilkes Recovery Revolution and High Fitness Studios to bring this awesome class to you today. Real quick, just an announcement. Classes obviously start at 11 a.m. Beginning today, and we will be teaching weekly on Saturday mornings. Hey, good morning.
Hi, George.
Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Welcome. Yes,
Okay.
in that door there should be on your immediate left.
This one right
Yeah. I am recording you guys, but you don't have to be in the shot. No obligations. And this is going to be a really good feel-good class, friendly for beginners and more advanced folk alike. This is awesome if you are just finishing up with a home workout or any strength training, even if you work at a desk all the time. This is a very open class here. And my rule of thumb is if you find yourself feeling any pinches, any pain, anything that does not feel natural or comfortable to you, ease off. It's okay. There's no judgment. We're just here to breathe, to feel good in our bodies, to find a good stretch, and just to find what feels good in our bodies overall. I'm glad you all are here. Thank you for joining me. It's an honor to teach y'all. And we're going to start nice and low to our mat. So let's go ahead and begin on our backs here. Some root to rise action. And for those at home who are watching, or those who are here with me, even if you want to just sit in a nice comfortable seat throughout the practice and just observe the breath, that can be it. That's totally fine. But we're going to, if you want to follow me, we are going to begin nice and gently and slowly onto our backs. Take your time getting here. Find ease right away. Make sure your knees are bent. Make your lower back nice and flush with the mat. Begin right away. Deep breath in through the nose. Long exhale out. Maybe place your hands on your belly. Feel the expansion as you inhale nice and deep. Sigh it all out. Take another 2 or 3 breaths like this. Just letting go of the day so far. Just notice how you feel in this moment. Maybe you feel a little nervous. Maybe you feel excitement, trying something new today. Just notice. No judgment. Feel supported today, my friends. Continue breathing deep. The mat is here to support you. You are safe in this practice here. Alrighty. So we're going to start with a big old hug for ourselves. So you squeeze in one knee to the chest and then the other. Just hold on to your knees and bring them in towards the chest. Maybe your tailbone lifts slightly. Maybe you find some natural movements, a gentle sway side to side, giving your lower back a nice massage here. Continuing the deep breath. Maybe you can wrap your hands around your knees or just have your hands on your kneecaps here. Deep breath in, long breath out, and see if you can't peel your nose gently toward your knees here, finding a stretch in the back of the neck here. Inhale here, exhale, gently lower your head down. Awesome. From here, we are going to take one more deep breath in. And as we exhale, keep your right knee squeezed in, extend your left leg out forward in front of you, and point your toes away from your torso. Keep that left leg hovered slightly. Breathe in. Breathe out, take your right knee and guide it gently towards your right shoulder. Pulling it in slightly. Inhale, bring that right knee back to center, towards your heart. Exhale, gently guide that knee to your right shoulder. Inhale in, back to center, finding compression in that front right hip crease. And then exhale, knee to right shoulder, and go ahead and drop that left foot gently. Take a couple breaths here. We're just finding a little mobility, continuing the movement as I've cued before. As you inhale, bring your knee to chest. And then exhale, guiding your knee to your shoulder. Just opening the hips a little bit, finding a little bit of flexibility. And notice how your breath expands as you inhale, expands the body, and then exhale, find contraction. Maybe hugging in the low ribs. If you're used to these movements, if you practiced yoga before, maybe you could do a little experimentation, focusing on hugging in the lower ribs, playing with the natural curvature of the body, snuggling in the shoulder blades underneath the heart space, focusing in on keeping the toes nice and active. It can be either pointed forward or focused in towards the sky. Awesome. Inhale in, squeeze that knee in towards the chest. As you exhale, guide that right ankle over the left knee. So you're making a figure 4 with your legs here. Go ahead and take your palms and place it onto the mat. If you want a little extra grip here, you can grab hold of the left and right edges of the mat. But if you feel comfortable, just focus on pressing down firmly into the mat surface. We're going to take a breath in and long breath out, press into your mat and raise your left foot, holding the right, raising your left foot all the way to the sky. We are engaging our core. Inhale in, exhale, lower it slowly down. Maybe it touches the mat, maybe it hovers for a second. Inhale in, lift that left leg. We are aligning a little flank here. It doesn't have to be a big flank, but if you want to work a little extra, you can use your breath nice and slowly to slow it down. Now use your breath to guide you. We inhale in here, exhale, sync it up with the breath and lift your leg. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Draw the navel in. Inhale to lower. We got 2 more, my friends. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. This last one, you got this. And then inhale while it's raised. Exhale, bend the left knee. Take your right hand in through this figure 4 hold here. Wrap it around your left thigh. Interlace the hands and pull it in towards your chest for a beautiful glute stretch on the right side. Go ahead, if you wish, to find some natural movement. Another gentle sway side to side for a low back massage. If you want a little more, you can take your hands, interlace around the shin and pull. And you can use your right elbow to kind of press your right leg away. Again, that's just optional. Breathe deep. Got one more breath here. Everybody doing okay so far? Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Your last breath in. And then we exhale, lower it down. We're going to switch knees. Go ahead and squeeze that left knee in towards the chest. Elongate that right leg all the way forward, letting it hover slightly. Breathe in, knee to chest. Exhale, guide that left knee towards that left knee to the left shoulder this time. Deep breath in to center. Maybe you find a gentle rotation of the ankle here. That's totally fine. You may experiment with some natural movement in these classes. Again, the red flag here is pain or pinching. If it's too much, ease off a little bit. But if you find something that really feels good, that feels like it's nurturing something you need, go for it. Again, this is a non-judgmental class. Just use your breath to guide your movements. Inhaling, knee to center. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale back to center. Go ahead and lower that right foot to the floor, keeping toes active, either pointed or raised. Just focusing on finding length in the breath. We're finding a little compression in that front left hip flexor here. And we use our breath to guide us. And it's so important to take your time with your breath because life gets us all in so much hustle and bustle. We don't take that time to just slow down and breathe a little bit. We are bringing better circulation into our body by doing this, bringing fresh oxygen into our veins. And it just helps you feel good. All right, do 1 or 2 more cycles of breath here. Take your time. And on your final exhale, cross your left foot over to the right knee, making that figure 4, pressing firmly into the mat or grabbing the edges. Inhale in. Exhale, navel draws down and in, lifting the right foot up, activating the abdominals here, your core, your center. Inhale, exhale to lower. Now inhale to lift, sinking the breath. We exhale here, hold, and then we inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. And again, you don't have to follow my breath cycle. You can follow yours. Just you want to sink the breath in. And you want to remember to draw that navel down and in with your exhales. Activating your core makes it easier to lift up. Maybe if you want a little extra, you can lift your tailbone up just a hair at the peak of your foot lift. Finding a little length in that lower back body. About 2 more here, my friends. You're doing great. We're strengthening our legs and our abdomens here. It's a gentle movement, but effective. Last lift. And exhale, bend that right knee, interlace the fingers behind that right thigh this time, and give that pull in, finding a beautiful stretch in that left glute. Adjusting as you need, doing simple movements that feel good to you. Take your breath at your time here, my friends. All right. Give yourself about 2 or 3 more breaths. Find what feels good in this stretch. All right, and lower that right leg. Uncross your legs, keep your knees bent, feet flat on the mat. We're going in for a bridge pose. So for those who are new to bridge pose, you keep your hands flat on the mat like we were doing our leg lifts earlier. Really press into the mat. You're going to inhale in, exhale, curve that tailbone to reach towards your kneecaps and lift your hips up towards the sky. Nice and slow, take your time. Remember, press into your mat for extra support. Maybe your chest reaches slightly towards your chin. Maybe your chin reaches slightly towards the sky. Really press into this area. Breathe deep, my friends. You got this. And remember, imagine your tailbone like it's reaching towards your knees here. Really find length in that lower body, lower spine. This is effective for if you're sitting at a desk a lot and you need to find that lower body stretch. Breathe in and breathe out slowly. Feel each vertebrae as you lower down. Really take your time. Should feel a bit like a massage here. Again, life asks us to hurry up a lot. Do we give ourselves that time to kind of slow down a bit? Okay, we're going to do it one more time. Press firmly into the mat as we prepare our bridge pose. Inhale in. Exhale, draw that navel in. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Option here, as we raise up, to shimmy in the shoulder blades underneath our heart space. Maybe you can interlace the fingertips behind your back and use the outer edges of your hands to press firmly into the mat as you lift your hips up. Breathe deep. You got this, my friends. Maybe your heart lifts slightly. Maybe your chin lifts slightly. 2 or 3 more breaths here. Squeeze in those glutes. And on your last exhale, if your hands are interlaced, unleash them. And then press into your mat, slowly roll it down. Take your time. Awesome. All right, my friends, go ahead and inhale, bring your knees to chest. You put your hands beside you and then roll onto your favorite side to roll over to. We're going to lift back up, press yourself up, and we will meet in all fours. Take your time. If at any point y'all want to get a sip of water, feel free. Take your. This is your class here. You don't have to follow me verbatim. You can drop in and out as you need. So set yourself up for success here. You want to make sure your fingertips are nice and wide. Your wrists directly underneath your shoulder blades here. Knees right underneath the hips to protect any kind of awkward movements that we make here today. Claw into those fingertips. We're going to inhale, drop our bellies, look forward. And then we exhale, draw the navel in, back arches for cat pose. Use your breath. Inhale, drop the bellies, look forward. Deep breath. Exhale it out and claw our fingertips, press away from the mat. Another 2 or 3 of these. Maybe you get a little funky with it. You inhale, look forward. Maybe you take a look over to your left. Bump your hips to the left while you're at it. Maybe you look to the right and bump your hips to the right. You don't have to. It's just an option. Maybe you exhale and do the same darn thing. And you look to the right, pump your hips to the right as you do a cat pose. You're like, George, what the heck are you doing? He's like, well, it's those natural movements I was talking about. Sometimes you got to find a nice stretch in the side of the body, and you don't get to work those areas very much sometimes. But continue breathing. 1 or 2 more cycles of breath here. All right, we're going to meet in neutral spine here, tabletop position. So I invite you to simply, from here, press into your fingertips here and kick your right foot so your foot is parallel up with the sky here. Inhale, exhale, bring that knee to nose, look forward and put that foot in between your palms. Awesome. From here, we're going to take our back foot. We're going into a gate pose. I'm just telling you ahead of time. And we're going to pivot it a quarter turn to our right. Take your right hand and put it into the left side of your right foot here. Everybody good? Awesome. Okay. And we're going to press into our mat, bow and arrow, reach up towards the sky. Inhale in, and exhale, bring it back down. All right, we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, reach our hands up towards the sky. Exhale, bring our hand up and over. Now this should feel a deep stretch in our inner hips here, as well as our left side body. And then go ahead and lower that hand. Okay, pivot that knee back to the left. Bring your hands back in to the outer sides of the mat, so it should frame your foot. This time we replace that where our right hand was in the center, we're putting our left foot this time. We're twisting the opposite side. So like a bow and arrow, we're lifting our left hand up towards the sky for a twist. And the exhale, float it down. We're in a low lunge variation here, so you can have your back toes curled under. Maybe you can bring that back knee back just a hair to feel a deep stretch in the hips here. But you want to bring back your right hip to keep it nice and square with your left one. So kind of feel it drawing back just a hair. Round your shoulders, open your heart, look forward, inhale. Awesome. Exhale, melt the energy down your back. So just feel like your shoulders relax down as you exhale. Keep your looking forward. And inhale. And then exhale, claw through those fingertips and bring your foot back to where it was. From here, we're going to bring our elbows down to where our palms were. And then bring our hips back, puppy posture for a heart opener here for 3 breaths. This is a deep stretch class here, my friend. Trust me when I say there'll be many more classes for flow yoga. Those heavy asana courses will come. But today, take your time for some good, beautiful stretch work here. And another tip, don't think so much about how you look in the asana. Think more about the sensations you feel. Whenever you're in these postures, people really want to go in and nail it and just look perfect in their poses, and that's not always what yoga is about. It's more or less just trying to feel good in your body, to really open your heart space, to find your breath. Just notice what you feel in these sensations. And when your mind begins to wander, sink it back into the breath. One more breath in. Exhale, press into the fingertips and raise up. Bring your hands back to where they were, tabletop position. We're going to do one set cat-cow. I'm doing a lot of talking here, so I'm going to get some water. Okay. All right, we're going to switch sides here. So, kick up the left foot this time, parallel to the sky. Then exhale, draw that knee in towards the nose, look forward and plant that foot in between the palms. Go ahead and pivot that right foot 90 degrees to your left. And then bring your left hand to the right of your left foot. I know that's a lot of lefts and rights, so I'm sorry if that's confusing to anybody. You're doing great, Steve. Awesome. Okay, so from here, plant really claw into the left fingertips, bow and arrow, reach your hands up towards the sky. Opening the heart space and the hips here. Exhale, float it down. Just one more here. Inhale, bow and arrow. Reach up. Maybe we can do a form of extended side angle, raising the hands beyond our crown. Just feel that in the lower right side of the body. And then exhale, float it all down. Unpivot that back leg. Take your right hand to center, replacing the left, putting your left on the left side here. Press firmly into the mat, and we go in for our twist bow and arrow. Left hand reaches up. Exhale, rain it down. Beautiful. All right. Onto those fingertips. Bring that left leg back. And then we are going to go ahead and meet in a nice comfortable seat. So go ahead and cross your legs. And then we're going to bring our elbows all the way down. Just kidding. All right. No, we are going to do some up and over stretches here. And we're going to start with the left side here. Maybe your palm is just to your left. Remember, focus on the sensations. We're not trying to get all the way down here and try to do a pretzel. We're trying to just really find that deep stretch in the right side body. So just notice that when you're practicing this right now. So you bring your left hand right here. Bring your right hand up. Inhale. Exhale over. Maybe your elbow goes a little bit further down. If you can bring your elbow all the way down, that's so cool. But you know, it doesn't have to get that far. But the key thing is to keep your right glute glued down to your mat. So if you feel a lift in your buttocks on the right side, ease off a little bit. We want to keep both sitting bones all the way down to the mat. Focus in on reaching with those fingertips, really keeping open in that heart space. Inhale deeply. Feeling your breath lift in your heart and your belly. And find contraction as you exhale, hugging those low ribs down and in. Adjust as you need to. Again, if you feel pinching or pain, ease off a little bit. All right. One deep breath in, reach a little further, and then exhale. We're going to swipe an imaginary table forward, reaching all the way forward. Inhale, pull your thumbs back and bring your hand back to where it was, opening the heart space. Exhale, swipe that imaginary table forward again. Inhale, pull that thumb back. Really rotate your heart space open. Maybe you look up into your palm. And then as you exhale, we're kind of going to cartwheel. Press into your left hand, cartwheel all the way to the right side this time, switching over. Bringing your right hand all the way down. Inhale, lift your left hand up. Exhale, over. Feeling a beautiful stretch in the left side body. You guys are going to feel great after this. You are going to find expansion in your torsos here through your deep breathing. You're going to just notice more space opening and unfolding with practice. Focus on pulling those thumbs back just a hair. Breathing deeply through the nose. And sighing it out. Finding ease in the shoulders. Finding a little bit of softness with each exhale. Breathe deep. Take your time. We aren't here to impress anybody. We're here to just be present. And you guys already did the hardest part, which is showing up, and that's amazing. Sometimes it's hard to show up for yourself. But you know, I've learned a lesson, and this may sound a little harsh, but you miss 100% of the opportunities you don't show up for. Just breathe, you've got this. Inhale a little bit, reach a little bit further, and then exhale, swipe that imaginary table forward. Should find a rush of energy in your hand. Inhale, pull that hand back. Exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, pulling our hand back. Last round of this, you guys. Exhale, reaching forward. And on this next inhale, really rotate your heart space, opening it up as much as possible, pulling those thumbs back, gazing up towards the sky. Breathe. And then exhale, float that left hand down. You're back to center. Gorgeous. Inhale all together. Lift both hands up to the sky, opening the heart. And exhale, float the hands slowly, slowly, slowly to meet at the heart center. Just notice how you feel. Maybe you close the eyes. Maybe you give yourself a slight chin to chest for a reverent bow. Just thanking yourself for being here today. Breathe and just notice how you're feeling at this present moment. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath. Notice where your thoughts flow. They go somewhere uncharted or somewhere you weren't anticipating, that's fine. Just let it flow, return to the breath. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to go back into we're going to go back into all fours in just a second, but not before doing a quick twist. So reach your hands all the way back up to the sky. Exhale, right hand meets left knee, left hand behind you. Keep your heart lifted and gaze past your left shoulder. Now, try to avoid any cranking here. Just nice, gentle movement. Inhale, find length in the crown. Exhale, draw that navel in, and maybe you twist a little deeper. Always exhale into the twist. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist a little deeper. All right, now walk your hands back to center. Inhale, swoop them back up. Like you're carrying a big beach ball. Exhale, twist to the right, left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Gaze past your right shoulder. Keep that length in the spine here. Find that integrity. You don't want to really collapse into one arm or the other. Find length with each inhale. Breathe in. Exhale, draw that navel in. 2 more breaths. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale, gaze beyond your right shoulder. Open, keep that chest open. Last one, inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back to center. We'll meet on all fours. I'm going to be facing this way this time, but face whichever way works best for you. All right. So we're going to meet in downward dog. To do that, we're going to walk our hands up just a hair, curl those toes under, and take your time first by melting your heart in down towards your knees, and then peeling your hips up towards the sky. Pedal it out by elongating one leg, keeping the other knee bent, and switching. Feeling really good in the hamstrings here. This is like a wake-up stretch. This is really good for switching up the circulation of the body. 9 times out of 10, most of our day, our hearts are not above our heads. So this will bring fresh blood flow to the brain. Keeping you alert as we remain active. All right. We're going to, and your heels don't have to meet the mat in downward facing dog. Just focus in on clawing in those fingertips, pressing into that fleshy area between the thumb and pointer finger. We're going to round down with the left heel and lift our right foot up. It can be halfway or lift your leg all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right knee in towards the nose. Look forward and plant that right foot in between the palms. Lower that back knee. Scoot that back knee back just a hair. And remain light on your fingertips in these postures here. So we're going to just try to focus in on pressing into the 4 corners of the feet. That's the area below the big toe, the pinky toe, and the areas directly underneath the ankle joints. Open the heart space, look forward, round the shoulders back, keeping light on those fingertips. Really pressing into that front foot. Couple breaths here. Awesome. All right, so Pay attention. You can ground down on your left hand and scoot your right foot out to spill out your toes on the right side of the mat. So you can bring your right hand back into the mat here. Going in for a lizard variation, and you can uncurl the toes if you want to, but not without going into a twist first. So clawing into your left hand right into the center of your mat, lifting our right hand up to the sky. Opening our heart once more, then exhale, slowly take your right elbow and reach it down to the mat. See if you can't touch or kiss the mat with your right elbow here. If not, you can simply just say remain on your hands. That's totally cool. Or if you need a block, I can get you a block, and I'm totally cool with that. Anybody want a block over here? Everybody good? All right. All right. Totally feel free to say, George, I need a block at any time. So, but maybe you can rest your elbows down. Maybe you can get all the way down here. Focus in on breathing deep here in this posture for a few breaths. Again, and you can ease into the elbow thing. You don't have to. Back to where I was saying, we have that urge to get into the asana and get into those poses. But if that's not where you are, that's not where you are. And there's no judgment for that. So just keep focusing. If you're on your hands, really press into those fingertips. Be mindful of a full body connection. Think of the connection between the tip of your crown all the way down to the tailbone here. Your body is one moving part. Breathe deep. You got this. Awesome. And when you're ready, if you're not already on your hands, go ahead and get back onto your hands. We're going to move our hips back just a hair. I'm going to demonstrate to show you first, and this is an optional thing. You can stay where you are if you're not comfortable, especially if you have problems with your knees. But you move back, you kick your back foot up, and then you lean back forward. Then you place your right hand back onto the mat or block. Again, I can get you a block at any time. And then you swim your left hand around. See if you can't touch your left foot here. So all together now, if you wanted to lift your foot, bring your hips back, kick your foot up, and then lean back forward and kind of roll over that knee here. If you can't lift that knee, no worries. You can just simply focus on keeping your right hand grounded and lifting up. You can either have your hand on your shoulder or hip and just focus on opening the heart space. But if you want to lift that back knee, maybe you keep your right hand grounded onto the blocker floor, swing that hand around, maybe you grab hold of that left leg here. Here's where things get interesting. Breathe deep, keep your heart space open. Remember, keep that crown to tailbone connection and focus in on your breath, drawing the navel in with each exhale, finding expansion with each inhale. All right, and unravel. Go ahead and release that leg nice and slowly. That's the sound of enthusiasm. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to bring that foot back. Just bring your foot back, place your hands firmly on the mat, back in all fours. Go ahead, if you want to shake out that right leg, you can. And then we're going to do the same on the left side. Leading in downward facing dog, claw into those fingertips, curl the toes under, and lift your hips up nice and slow. You can pedal it out if you want to, but if you're ready, go ahead and claw into those fingertips, bring down the right ankle, inhale, lift the left leg halfway or way up high. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest, look forward and plant the left foot in between the palms, and go ahead and lower that back knee. You can keep that back knee there or bring it back if you need to. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and spill the left toes out to the left side. Awesome. This time we're going to plant the right palm into the center. Inhale, lift the left hand up, forward twist. Got lint on my arm, excuse me. That was a professional. I was like, just notice the lint on your arm. Acknowledge its existence, accept it. And then exhale, bring it back down. Awesome. Inhale, look forward. Heart lifts. And if you want, you can stay here, or options, bring your elbows down one at a time. Finding a deeper stretch. Now, this is where the breath comes to play a role here. If you find yourself being uncomfortable, or like this is like totally not natural, dude, you can lift back up. Really use your breath to kind of ease into the posture. It doesn't happen overnight necessarily. Just really breathe into that tummy space and your heart, and really contract it when you exhale. Now this is optional too. I'm giving you all the options. You can, if you need help trying to draw that navel in, you can make a shh sound, like right at the end of your exhale. You're like, shh, until you stop making the shh sound. It really helps you draw all that air out. Then you're like, okay. But breathe deeply, my friends. This is going to help you a lot to really move into those difficult postures. It's not about getting right into them. You ease into it by using the breath. 1 or 2 more breaths here. You're doing wonderfully. And when you're ready, you can lift back up. You can bring, and then that option to lift that back knee. So we're bringing our hips back a hair, kicking up with that back foot, and then bringing your hips back forward, keeping that foot lifted, or just keep that back foot down. Or if you want to just keep that leg up, you don't have to swing your hand around and reach onto it. That can be a bit more advanced. You can just keep it kicked up and see if you can keep it lifted. But if you feel comfortable, swing that right hand around, wrap your hand around that foot here. Maybe you can take that hand into the inner arch of your foot and give it a nice pull. Also keeping your heart nice and open. Keep your head from collapsing into one shoulder or the other. Keep that spine to tailbone connection. Breathe. One or 2 more breaths here. You're doing beautifully, friends. And release as you need. Exhale, unravel. Awesome. Go ahead and plant both palms back into the mat. Bring your foot back, or your knee back here. And we're going to walk our knees back, lower all the way down to our tummies, nice and slow. Draw your hands in towards the rib cage here. Bring your elbows in toward your body like grasshopper legs. Press into your foundation, which is your hips, tops of your feet, and belly. And inhale, look up, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, reverent bow. Head touches the floor, the forehead touches the mat. And maybe one more cobra or baby cobra here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. All right, you inhale in, exhale, lift a plank or a half plank here, just raising up to your knees. And then exhale, bring your knees back down. All right, my friends, we're going to do something funky. Trust me here, trust your bodies here. We're in all fours, right? So, take your right foot and lift it up like we did earlier. And then combine that half pivot, bringing your left foot to the right, and then swim that right knee in behind the left knee here. So you're kind of making a V behind you. We're preparing for pretzel pose. No, we're doing cow legs, I'm just telling you. And then use that to walk your hips back into the pot.
Could you repeat that?
Well, another easy way to just do it is you can start on your hips, like you're about to cross your legs, and just simply swing your legs around like this. I'll go facing forward for those at home. Legs out in front, like you're crossing your legs, bringing one leg. I'm starting with my right leg underneath the left, and then bringing this right leg over. And your knees, yogi professionals want your knees right over the other. I don't think that's an obtainable goal for all people. So if it's a little skewed, it's totally chill. From here, you can have several options here. You can simply lean back into your hands, lifting the heart space, finding length. You can walk your hands forward into a fold for one full glute stretch here. You can just simply have your hands on the bottoms of your feet here. Or if you want to do a form of archer arms, you can take one hand and try to reach the other behind your back. And one final option, giving you all kinds of options here, you can do eagle arms, like do a karate chop with your right hand, karate chop your left crease over the right. You can have it like this, have the back of your hands touch, or even go in for a double loop, reaching your hands together. And then finding an awesome stretch in the shoulders here. You can keep that bind, you can lift your elbows up or do little circles. Using your left elbow as your guide here, drawing circles with your left elbow. And if you're doing circles, you can switch rotation whenever you need. Or you simply, if you're folded forward, just focus in on breathing in the lower back body. And then the shoulders. And if you are doing eagle arms, I will tell you a good way to kind of negate that is to do a fold on power legs after doing the circles. So that would feel really good in the shoulders for opening them back up. And when you're ready, if you're not already sitting up, go ahead and sit up, lean back and unravel the legs and switch sides. So opposite leg on top. Same options apply as before. You can have your hands on the bottoms of your feet, hands behind you, lifting the heart, archer arms or eagle arms, opposite arm on top this time, or forward fold. So you got 5 options. And all of this you can do from home. This is great, like if you're on break at work and really just feel tension and just need to relax a little bit. Really use your breath here. And when you're doing circles, use your right elbow this time to guide you. Drawing circles with your right elbow. And if your hands aren't quite into that double loop, your back of your hands can just touch, or they can just make that V right here. Everyone's in a different place, and that's celebrated here. Find what feels good for you. What does your body need? That's the question to ask yourself. And if you're sitting and you just want to, maybe you can even do little neck circles, neck rolls, reaching one ear to one shoulder, and then the other. Just find a little release in the head and neck. Find that natural movement here. My goal here is to give you the tools for things that you can try at home, that you can take with you and use at work or wherever. Just because yoga doesn't have to be always full on sequence 1 hour classes. It can be something that can be used in day-to-day life. To help mitigate stress, to help find ease in the body, to help you feel strong and help you feel relaxed. All kinds of uses yoga has for you. Awesome. Okay, you guys are doing great. Whenever you're ready to unravel, we shall. All right, we got 2 more poses until our final resting posture. So you guys have done amazing. Thank you for sticking with me so far. Ariana beat me to it. That is exactly what I was just about to do. All right, we're going into a wide-legged forward fold. And again, we're not trying to show off here. We're not trying to make splits like right away. Just get wherever's comfortable for you. Going to inhale, reach the palms up, parallel. Exhale, bring it forward like you're painting a wall. Breathe here. Just breathe into the sensations in your leg. Really try to focus on grounding down the thigh bones here. Maybe you can find a gentle sway on your torso from side to side, finding a release in the lower back. Maybe your chin draws in gently to the chest, finding a stretch in the back of the neck. And if you feel safe to continue going downward, feel free. You will notice as you continue breathing deep, you breathing into your belly and then contracting your navel into the spine, you'll lower gently forward. But the main thing is keep your toes nice and active, either pointed out or lifted to protect your knees. But you will find yourself slowly finding yourself a little closer to the ground as you did before. That's what the unfolding is about. Breathe deep, my friends. You're doing wonderfully. The beautiful thing about yoga for me is you don't always get into the pose, especially when you're first doing it for the first time, but then you keep practicing sometimes and then you're like, what did I just do? That's awesome. And you surprise yourself. And that's what this class is also about, is I recommend to practice some of these poses regularly to witness the unfolding in your bodies, to see what new things come up, because every day is a different day. And every day you have the opportunity to discover something new with yoga. I practiced this for about 5-6 years, practice yoga in general, and I couldn't do this 5-6 years ago. I worked in an office every day for 4 years, and it was very, my body was very stiff. So no, I was not always flexible. But if you want, you can get there. Just use your breath. Don't think about it too much, and it'll be okay. Notice what might come up into your mind here. Just notice, without judgment. And when you're ready, we begin to use our hands to guide our torsos back up. All right. And we are going to meet on our backs. So a good way to get down to your backs is hold on to your shins and gently roll back. Or you can have, for a little abdomen work here, you could just point your toes away, lower down little bit by little, until you finally make it all the way down, down, down. Awesome. From here, bend your knees and take this opportunity to kind of press into the tops of your hips here. Like press into the tops of your thighs. Give yourself a little loving massage here. And then from here, we're ending where we started. We're going to bring our knees up to our chest. From here, take your arms side to side. I'm going to hold a dumbbell here or a weight belt here, and guide your knees to your left for a supine twist. Maybe you keep your right hand over your right thigh to guide it down. The goal here is to keep both shoulder blades nice and glued to the mat. You can either Texas T your arms or make goalpost arms here, but take your gaze to your right for a full body experience. Breathe a couple breaths here. This is also really good for digestion. All these twists and turns helps your gut health. All right. Bring your knees in towards the chest. Use your abdominals to bring yourself back to center. And then from knees to chest, guide your knees to the right this time. Maybe you shift over a little bit on your mat first to help give you a little space. Look to your left, either with your arms goalpost arms or elongated out. Find what you enjoy in your body right now. All right, take one more breath in. On your exhale, draw the navel into the spine. Give your knees a big hug. Show yourself some love today for showing up, for taking time for yourself, to practice a little yoga, to practice a deep stretch practice. Maybe you rotate your feet one direction and another. Maybe you stretch out one foot or point the toes and then the other. And then we bring your feet down to the mat. Stretch your foot all the way out, let them spill out to the mat. And we're going to do one more stretch here. We're doing a reclined starfish. So reach your hands all the way up, feet all the way down. Take the biggest breath you've made all day, all together now. Inhale. Stretch, 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 reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, just relax it out. Allow your hands to float down, to relax by your waist side. The palms facing upward. Maybe you feel like shimming your shoulder blades underneath the heart space, finding a lift in the heart. Allow your body to rest fully, your feet spill out naturally from the mat. Maybe you close your eyes or soften your gaze as we are in our last pose for this class today, in Shavasana, known as corpse pose or final resting pose. Allow the rhythm of your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Just take a couple moments to enjoy the nourishment that this practice has brought you today. Just take a few moments for you. If anything, it's to put life on pause. Just to have nothing to do but be you in this present moment. All right, listen closely now. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring your awareness back into the space. We're going to take our time going back to seated. And in order to do so, just start by Maybe rocking your head one side and another. And when you're ready, bend your knees and roll over to your favorite side. Take your time, don't rush. Maybe your head rests on your hand for a second. Maybe just take a moment. Take a breath or two, and when you're ready, press up. And we'll meet in a nice, comfortable seat. Beautifully done, my friends. All right. All of you, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to get to teach here at High Fitness Studios. It's an honor to get to teach. Thank you so much to Wilkes Recovery Revolution. Thank you, High Fitness Studio, for hosting this beautiful space. Thank you all for showing up for yourselves and for taking a little time for yoga. I close my class. You feel welcome to say this silently or aloud, but we bring our hands to our chest. And in gratitude, you may say to yourself, silently or aloud, sacred yoga term, Namaste, which means the light in me sees and acknowledges the light in you. Thanks again, everyone. It was so much of an honor to teach y'all, and I look forward to next week. I'll see you guys then.